Okay, people. So, man, like it's been we've had a few weeks since the end of the Women's World Cup, right? And all the craziness around Luis Rubiales and him basically groping, you know what I mean? Groping that young player. Now, right? You'd think all of this would be clear how to resolve this situation, you know, but obviously it's not. Right? In a vote, the the football teams were like, nope, we want to keep him on. So the Spanish Football Federation didn't do anything, but said, could you please leave? And he was like, no. So FIFA were the ones in the end that suspended him. So that happened a few days back. Now, right, you think, oh, you see news, right? So you think, okay, so the sensible thing has been done. Not quite, right? What has been done, and this is a baffling one in the way it's reported, but Jorge Vilda, the Spanish women's team coach, right, who oversaw them winning the World Cup, he's been sacked. Right, he's been sacked, which is curious. Very, curious in everything, because, right, the Spanish Federation, in talking about the whole thing, right, they're putting out these weird messages, so they've said that Vilda is a promoter of the values of respect and sportsmanship in football. Okay, right? Which you're thinking, okay, if you're saying that, why did you sack him then? Right? They also said, we value his impeccable personal and sporting conduct, being a key piece in the notable growth of women's football in Spain. Again, a very weird statement to put out, right? And another one, the RFEF would like to express its gratitude to Jorge Vilda for the services provided, for his professionalism and dedication during all these years, wishing him the best success in the future. Right? It's odd, because it doesn't sound like you sacked him, right? So, there's different things, right? Letting someone go, right? Going, look, we're moving in a different direction. Your contract's come to an end. So, because his contract, I believe, was coming to an end, right? So, a not renewing a contract isn't necessarily being sacked, because they've hired a replacement, Montez Tume, right? She is the new head coach of the women's Spanish football team. So, yeah, because it's very bizarre. Now, right, people are, saying that this could be because Vilda is an ally of Rubiales, right? So it's just like, get rid of Vilda and you can get rid of Rubiales. But it's just like, it didn't really seem that Vilda was necessarily the whole stumbling block in not being able to remove Rubiales, And there's reports that Vilda clapped when Rubiales made his speech about not resigning. Now, also in that speech, which I didn't know before, but Rubiales said that he would re-up Vilda's contract. So he may have just been clapping at that part, right? Because I don't know, like if you just find this, there's been all of this stuff. There was the player revolt the previous year. So finding out your contract is going to get renewed, yeah, I mean, you'd be happy about that. Because he then did come out and say that the actions of Rubiales were very wrong. But this is all, it's a weird response to the initial situation. Right? It's a very weird response. There's also another kind of odd one. Right? So the acting president of Spanish football, he has put out his own statement, right? So Russia, right? And in it, he's like, eventually they want to give back the spotlight to the women's team after their World Cup victory was overshadowed. But the thing is, it's like, it's kind of past. It's gone, right? It's now September. So when are you going to give back no one cares, right? Because coming up, they're starting the qualifications for the European Championship thing. There's a new weird tournament. There's all these weird tournaments, but the qualifications start at the end of September. So it's just like, that's then going to be the conversation. So you can't really, put them back in the spotlight. It's all, so that's odd. The men's team on Monday put out a statement condoning the behavior of Rubiales. But again, right, this is weeks after the fact, right? It's bizarre. The way everyone has reacted to the situation is straight up bizarre. It's baffling. It makes no sense. And in one thing they did say, I feel is true. It is tarnishing the reputation of Spanish football, like football in general, men's and women's, right? This is not a good look.